I already hit the button, and we're live.
We're live.
This is what we
What's
do.
up?
Hello, world!
Hello!
We be live. We're 3-3.
You are watching and listening live to the best pre-recorded and live father-son plus Greg trio podcast in the Cincinnati area. How we doing? How we doing? It's Victory freaking Monday.
Victory
Yes,
Monday,
it is.
baby!
Hooday.
Hooday!
BOGO at Gold Star. It's a great day if you want dysentery. But let's do it.
Anybody
Let's
not
talk
excited
about
that that win doesn't understand football. That's a huge win last night or yesterday. Huge.
Do you understand how many people I was still fighting on Twitter last night that were saying it was still a bad job by Zach Taylor?
Oh, my.
Screw them.
Screw that. You know what? Go home. All you go home and stay home.
I mean, I'm doing film break. Dad, I don't know if I told you this. I'm doing film breakdowns routinely on Wednesday now on Jeff's show.
I saw that.
So, you know, I'm sure I'll be able to put quite a few people in their place Wednesday. But just a quick synopsis, man. How many looks have you seen from this offense over the last 3 to 4 weeks? It's slowly evolved. Joe Goodberry put it out there, and I think it was a couple weeks ago, and it's kind of resurfaced. You guys might not like the way the offense is starting to look or evolving, but it's getting you where you need to be. This is what good teams and good staffs do. You can't expect the Bengals to go out for 10 years straight, run the same damn offense with the same damn results. There is film. There are coaches. Coaches make adjustments. This is the NFL. It stands for not for long if you don't know what you're doing. They're making the adjustment to the adjustment. And it's not something that happens overnight. The offensive line isn't something that happens overnight. They're finally starting to click in the areas that they need to click. That happens when you have good coaching and good game planning. Bengal Dad, take the floor.
Didn't they score 30 points?
Yeah. And you know what they scored in the last win? 27. You know what they scored in the last win? 27. They've scored 27 or more points in each of the last 3 wins, and the one game they didn't was in Baltimore, which is pretty normal to not blow up.
Did we have a turnover yesterday?
No. Well, we had one. Trent Taylor.
No. Did we pick off a ball or did we have a takeaway?
No. And I have a great –
Did we have a short field?
No.
And we scored 30 points.
And we gave the ball away.
The shortest field we had was we got the ball on the 40 on that bad punt at the end.
And how many drives did we have in the second half? Like 3, and one was a kneel down? Like, come on. Like, how can you be mad at what the offense did? This is who they are.
I need somebody to tell me what this high, and I want a high percentage of bad play calls that happened yesterday by Zach Taylor. Don't give me one call out of the however many offensive plays they had. If they ran 60, give me 15 bad calls. If he's that bad of a play caller, name me 15 bad play calls.
I got something for you, and this is a great one. And it's a great one that didn't work out whatsoever. Okay? And it was the first of the 2 back-to-back sacks late. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody bitches about creativity. Everybody bitches that they don't take enough shots downfield. Do you know what the first sack was?
That's when Mixon let the guy come through.
No, I'm talking of the 2 back-to-back.
Those 2?
Yeah.
I don't know what that play was going to be, but I thought they should have run the ball there. I will say that.
I don't remember if there was a play action to start it or not, so I'll play dumb on that one. I'm trying to think of the concept name, and I'm blanking on it, so I'm going to look dumb here for a second. I'll find it later. It's a 3-receiver set to the left side. You pump fake a screen. You have 2 guys cross. You have 1 guy on the outside act like he's getting the tunnel screen like Marty Gilliard used to do all day for UC. Mm-hmm. And the furthest inside guy that throws the fake block goes way upfield on a wheel route. And they had single high coverage. It was a pump and it was a bomb, and he was wide open. If Burrow has half a second, it's a 50-yard touchdown on a fake screen, and everybody's going, oh, shit. And guess what? It's a screen design, which means your line does have to sell a screen, which means you do kind of have to fake block a little bit because you can't truly pass block because people are going to read that. It was a phenomenal play call at a great time because people have been biting on our screens like crazy. Sometimes the shit just doesn't work.
Yep.
At some point, you tip your cap to the other team. But there were more really, really good play calls in that game plan than anything atrocious.
Yep. I'll tell you the other thing that bothers me. I was at work earlier, and I had a couple of people come up to me, and again, they're complaining about the play calls and complaining about how bad the team really looks in general. I think people forget some of these teams. Well, some of the teams that we play, I mean, look at Dallas. Everybody was up in arms because of how good Dallas's defense was against us. Dallas has a premier defense. We now know that.
Pittsburgh had a premier defense when we played them.
The Saints are going to beat some teams. That is not a bad football team. And that's going to be one of the toughest running games that we play. Cleveland.
They hung up like 40 points last week too.
Yeah. You guys got to remember, the Saints were like us. We were both 2-3. We're both thinking we need this win. It was at New Orleans. They were doing exactly what we were trying to do. Very motivated to win that game.
Yeah, I don't think the Bengals get credit when they win a game unless it's against somebody like Kansas City. But there are plenty of teams out there that have great rosters that put up a hell of a fight. I mean, look at Atlanta. We're playing Atlanta next week. If we beat Atlanta, are people going to say, yeah, it's Atlanta? Atlanta just beat the 49ers 28-14.
They have the highest running. I think they have the record, the NFL record right now. They lead the NFL in most times running the ball, and that scares me right now with Atlanta because
it does, especially if they run up the middle.
Hey, Reader not being there, I'm not trying to sound negative or anything, but him and Logan Wilson,
it's an Achilles heel. But I think Lou Amarillo, whatever his name is, Lou, he is going to find a way to slow things down. He's not going to shut things down, but he'll slow it down.
I'm okay if the Bengals get gashed, if they're playing teams that can't throw the ball. Because if you want to get in a shootout and it's run game versus pass game, that's bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah.
And that's what happened with the Saints.
That was yesterday. That was yesterday.
The Saints held us to 2 possessions in the second half. And guess what? That's all they needed. Because they couldn't stop the pass. It takes
the other thing is they couldn't score in the red zone.
No.
That's what the difference was in that football game.
By
they
the way,
settled for 4 field goals.
Still, no, Bengals still have not given up a TD in the second half this whole season.
So when there was like 2 minutes left in the game, it was right before that final drive where Andy was getting the ball back. Dad, you would have cracked up at this, and Greg, you can attest for it. There was a time. I forget who yelled it, but everybody's like, stand up in the theater and make noise. And then there was a false start and then a delay of game. And they're like, we did that. I'm like, we're in a theater.
Yeah.
Miles away.
We're hitting the seats. But then all of a sudden, go ahead, Santor.
But then, Andy gets the ball back and I look at Matt. And, I could see he's like, I'm fired up. But, like, you could tell he was a little nervous, like I think we all were. But I was like, I don't know what you're worried about. We don't give up touchdowns in the second half. And he was like, why would you say that? I was like, they just don't. Whatever it is.
Yeah. No, Bengal Dad, when it was near the end, Strawberry gets, because he's sitting in the middle of the theater, he gets out of his seat. I'm like, Strawberry, where you going, man? I have to stand him back. I can't sit down. And I'm the same way. I'm pacing up and down. Like, that's how I'm in my house. I pace around. There wasn't that many people there, but so we were all doing our thing, pacing around. But, oh, my gosh. So, like, I ran in front of the theater. Oh, my gosh. That was just awesome. But, yeah.
Well, I'm watching with my stepdaughter and my wife. And we take the lead with 2 minutes to go. And, again, my stepdaughter is not a football fan.
She is
rarely watched football.
Right. I think she has watched a combined maybe 10 quarters or so this year, which is probably 8 more than she's watched in her entire life combined.
That's impressive.
And she looks at me and she says, why are you nervous? They can't lose this game now. I said, oh, my God. I said, I got 50 years of this.
Oh, my God.
Just show her Brandon Stokely next time she says it.
Yeah, I was at that game. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we were too.
Yeah, I was there too.
I was at that game, and I'm like, why is he running still? I'm like, no, this isn't happening. I was ready to throw my Palmer jersey in the river that game.
Oh, my God. No, but like Dad, you had mentioned earlier, I think people just have a way out of whack expectation.
They
Oh,
do.
they did.
And I'm going to Google some records right now. But if you want to start talking about what the expectation, because we kind of talked on the phone, where some of these
I think people
expectations-
expect the Bengals to win games going away. They expect them to win by 17 points and have teams buried by the middle of the third quarter. I mean, they didn't do that last year. Last year, they were always coming back after halftime.
Bengal Dad, we're literally the same team we were as last year. It's just the difference is each loss was by less than a field goal, and we just happened to win some of those games last year by a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
We're literally the same. We are not that much, not different at all, literally from last year. But you can't tell other people that because they don't want to say, that's just you have all these new fans that have these expectations that are just, I'm sorry, ridiculous.
Well, the only thing different from last year they weren't 3-3 at this point. I don't know what the record was, but they were 4-2 at this point. And then they went to Baltimore and they won and they were 5-2. And that's when they really looked real.
Yeah.
But then they came crashing down the next 2 weeks because they lost to the Jets, then they lost to the Browns. And they lost handily to the Browns. We got blown out by the Browns. So we were 5-4 after 9. There's a really good chance we're going to be 5-4. Because we're hopefully we beat Atlanta. I don't think we go to Cleveland and beat Cleveland, not with that running attack.
No,
but I don't think so.
But speaking of Cleveland, guys, just answer me this. How does Cleveland do it? How did they lose to New England? How do they do it? They have 5 players, you could argue, or like 5 or 6 players that are in the top 5 in their positions. I don't know how they find a way to do it.
I don't know how they're 2-4.
They should be 4-1. That New England loss, they should be 4-1.
They have this is more or less what it is. They have very untimely turnovers late in games, with the exception of this New England game, which was a blowout for all intents and purposes. The other 5 games, they're 2-3 in those games, and all 3 losses, I think they had a pick or a fumble within the final 2 minutes.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure all of them were 1-score games. And that's what happens when you have a backup quarterback. And I'm not saying Brissett's bad by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
But when you have a quarterback who is playing game manager, you can't even afford one slip up.
No.
And it's not that they're bad. They're just, they're playing conservative. And we said it earlier in the year, your expectation of having a backup quarterback for the course of 11 games is probably 5 wins max. Because there's just things that you aren't going to be able to do. There's just things you're not going to be able to pull out of your hat. It's so at 2-4, whatever they're at right now, they're on pace for that 5 wins over 11. It's just what it is.
And to me, who's having an inexcusable season is the Ravens.
Yeah.
I mean, they're blowing every flipping game. I know they're 3-3, but they should be 6-0.
They did blow our game until we went in prevent for the final minute. We came all the way back.
You could say our losses were by a field goal, but the Ravens, those 2 losses to the Dolphins and the Bills, that is embarrassing. It's bad enough you do it once, but you do it twice like that.
No. They have now lost 3 games this year that they've been up 10 points or more.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, all 3 games they were up 10 points or more.
And they blew a 10-point lead to us as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't sustain what they're doing right now. And we talk about this through the course of every year. We talk about people that are, or teams or players. Are they doing something that's sustainable for a long period of time? Baltimore's not. Now, the Bengals aren't either, but this entire division is, call it is, it's a shit show right now.
I still think the best team in this division is Cleveland.
I do too, but they can't finish games.
They don't know how to win. Not yet. I hope it stays that way.
You want to know how bad this division is? Pittsburgh's a game out of first place.
That's
if anybody has to worry about Pittsburgh, there's no reason to even think your team's any good.
No, but they're a game out of first. That's the state of the AFC North a third of the way through the season.
Guys, if I would have told you the NFC East was going to be the best division this year,
the
Giants,
there's no way I would agree with that.
Our second string team was clobbering the Giants in the first team in the preseason, and they just come out of nowhere. Daniel Jones is still a horrible quarterback, and they find a way.
Good coaching, good defense, and a good run game. If you have all 3 of those, you can still be competitive. But they're not going to do anything this year because of that last thing you said. They don't have a quarterback.
Well, but Santor, you just described the Browns literally good. Well, maybe I don't know about the coaching, but good defense, good run game, though. You literally just described the Browns right there.
Here's what I predict happens.
The other thing is they don't give Daniel Jones the opportunity to screw up, though.
That is true. That is true. The point taken.
Here's what I would look for with the Cleveland Browns moving forward once they get to the point that Deshaun Watson gets to be their quarterback. They are obviously the strength of the Cleveland Browns is their running game.
Yeah.
When Deshaun Watson comes back, he's going to want to throw the ball. Yeah. They're going to wind up taking the ball out of the hands of Chubb and Hunt to forsake this quarterback, and I think you're going to see their offense go backward.
Well, I think it's going to go backward regardless, just with the transition of a new quarterback. I don't care how good he is. I don't care. I know he's already kind of back in the building and he's allowed to start studying and learning and working out.
Yeah, but he hasn't played for 2 years.
Yeah. No, he hasn't played for 2 years. He hasn't taken snaps with these guys. He doesn't have the rhythm that, guys or chemistry you have with receivers and this sounds stupid, but even the cadence with your center is something that you have to build a rapport with. And I mean, I don't know how many times I've seen a new quarterback come in and it's just a direct handoff out of shotgun and they screw it up because they're not used to the running back being 6 inches closer or further away or whatever it is.
There's no way he's ever played in the environments that he's about to play in either.
No.
It's about to get nasty. I can't imagine there's many games that are a sellout in Houston.
Oh, man.
That game will be a sellout.
That will be. Yep.
Well, no, isn't the second game he comes back at Cincinnati? I think it is. Oh, man.
He's going to Houston, then he's coming to Cincinnati. I mean, it is going to be loud, and I like to think the Bengals have a pretty morally tame crowd at games. It wouldn't surprise me if that one gets a little nasty.
It's going to get nasty because heavy drinking. It's going to get nasty.
It's going to be that. Yeah. But
they might lose those 2 games right away, right off the bat.
No, with their running game, with Cleveland's running game, even if we had Reader and Logan Wilson healthy, with those 2 guards they have, Teller and Bettino, it's Chubb. And like you said, Santori, you and I were talking about Chubb. He's never done anything fancy. In the last 3 years, I thought Chubb's been the best running back in the league. But like you say, he's not like Derrick Henry or even Joe Mixon. He doesn't do any dance moves. He just runs straight up the middle, breaks tackles. That's all he does.
He's strong. He has a good balance of gravity, good center of gravity, and he keeps his shoulders square to the line. Every great running back I've ever watched, even the guys that dance, find a way to be square at the point of attack.
Yeah, there are certain players and Santori.
It's what it is.
Whatever. We have talked about this our whole lives, especially the last 15, 20 years. There are certain players that are irreplaceable on teams. And when that player leaves, you see the cavity.
Oh, yeah.
Palomalu. Palomalu was the one we always talked about.
Oh, my gosh.
Ray Lewis. Ben Roethlisberger.
Yes.
You see cavities. Chubb is one of those players.
Oh,
they're never going to replace Chubb with anything close. So they better get the most they can out of him.
Yep.
We probably have one named Joe Burrow and maybe another one named Ja'Marr Chase right now too.
Yeah. I wanted to go back quickly to Lamar Jackson. Nobody ever talked. Remember this? I was talking to Mike about this. Remember that 3rd and 4th and 1? Those 2 throws Lamar made, that one should have been a touchdown. I mean, people talk. Lamar is.
Both should have been touchdowns.
You guys agree? He is probably one of the most inaccurate quarterbacks in the league. Lamar is. I mean,
unless he's throwing to a tight end.
That's true.
Jackson or Mark Andrews, he hits in stride all the time. He's got chemistry with Mark Andrews.
Yeah,
and that's it.
I think it's one of those things where every time he misses a throw, everybody's going to be like, "Oh, there it is. He can't throw." Lamar Jackson's accuracy is average. It's nothing below average. It's not horrible. It's not like league work. He's not fucking Jamarcus Russell out there. Let's not kid ourselves. He's still a competent passer. He's just a great passer. And we were kind of talking about this to, Cass and Kim when we were watching a game with them about 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And Kim looked at us right before those 2 plays. She's like, why do people say he's not a good quarterback? And then he missed those 2 wide open bombs that would have sealed the game. And I said, that's why. I said, does Burrow miss that throw? And they were both like, probably not.
No.
So one, Burrow doesn't overthrow anybody. I just don't think he's got that in him. But
it makes you wonder, well, why did Hollywood Brown want to leave? I mean, he didn't say anything negative about Lamar, but you wonder why Hollywood Brown wanted to leave.
From my recollection, he's not doing half bad right now either, is he?
No, he's not. Well, I know the Cardinals had a very bad. They're going through some tough times right now, but still, he's been doing great though for himself.
500 yards on 40 catches. I mean, we're a third of the way through the year.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, like I said, Lamar can still do some great stuff, like you said, Bengal. Mark Andrews, it's right on the money and all that, or with any tight end. Maybe I don't know if it's his deep pass he has a problem with, but like you said, those two passes, like Santori said, those should have sealed the game for the Ravens. And
I honestly don't know. And again, we lost to the Ravens, but if you put a spy on Lamar Jackson and you double up on Mark Andrews, I don't know how the Ravens ever win a football game. I really don't. I mean, the ball doesn't go anywhere else.
Well, it really doesn't.
Well,
J.K. Dobbins, occasionally Duvernay. That's about it.
Yeah, but that can't amount to anything.
J.K. Dobbins was a big difference. He was actually, because I remember he caused us problems his rookie year, and people forget he was hurt last year, and that was a big loss. And when he was in that game, that gave Lamar a little bit more breathing room and all that. So J.K. Dobbins, he actually had a really good game, I thought, against us.
Well, the Bengals played that wrong. What they should have been doing is exactly, and I say this to you all the time, Ty.
Yeah.
What we did to RG3. What Zimmer did to RG3 was every single time the ball was in the hands of RG3 and he goes into an RPO, just think that RG3 has the ball. And they hit him every single play. And he couldn't do a thing. I mean, the guy was freaking wore out. He was beat up like a boxer at the end of that game. That's what they need. That's what every team should do to Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Because it's a free shot on a quarterback. Take it.
Yeah, I don't understand when teams don't take the shot. I mean, just make it legal, but make it hurt.
Yeah, make it legal, but make him feel it.
Yeah.
It's like every time the Saints would trot Taysom Hill out there and they put Andy out wide at receiver.
Take a shot on Taysom Hill every time.
Well, I would take a shot at Andy. He's out at receiver. I got 5 yards to make his life terrible.
You could do that, yeah.
So anytime you put your quarterback in a vulnerable position as a coordinator, you ought to be shot.
Yeah.
End of conversation. You got one of them for the whole year. Why are you letting people take a hit on him? I've never understood that.
Yeah.
It's not like running backs where there's a dime a dozen or receivers where I can scheme them open. You got one arm to get you through the next 6 months. Don't, come on.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Greg?
But I tell you what, funny, we were watching the game when that one guy for the Saints had that reverse handoff touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
And Kieran made the joke it's probably some practice squad player. And right when he said that, they said, "Oh, this guy just came off the practice squad." And Kieran was just going off laughing and all that. But I mean, that was a great fake. But I mean, sheesh, how do you let a practice squad guy literally go untouched? And I mean, that guy had speed. Don't get me wrong, but how do you let a practice squad guy literally go untouched?
Yeah, I will say that was a perfectly timed.
Oh, impeccable.
I mean, and as soon as he's turning, the ball's out of his hands.
Yeah,
they timed that one perfectly.
Oh, they did.
The Bengals do that play, and Jamar gets a yard.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and it's very similar to the Mike White situation, right? And I know people don't like rehashing these things, but every once in a while, you get a guy who's never played before who tears it up for one day, and then nothing ever happens again, right? Happens in any sport, any level, always.
Remember the Jordan documentary where that one guy had that good game against Michael Jordan for the Wizards, and everybody thought he was going to be awesome, and then next game Michael Jordan shuts him down, and you never hear from him again.
Yeah, well, here's the deal. There's tape on him now. There wasn't tape before. Yeah. Nobody knew. I mean, to a degree, you have an idea what you thought the Saints might do.
Yeah.
There's no receivers. You know you're going to run the ball. You know they're probably going to get a little screwy with Taysom Hill. But you don't expect the practice squad guy running a fucking 3.8 40-yard dash.
No, you do not.
Perfect jet on the one. He's never been on tape. That play's never been on tape.
Can we all agree that next week against Atlanta, Mariota should take at least 40 to 45 hits?
Yes.
Oh,
because he's going to do the same thing.
He's
going to RPO the whole game.
Yes.
Dalton's going to
take him out. Freaking hit him hard, and he will want to leave that game.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll review this on Film Study this week with Strawberry Ice. It's going to be a lot of the same setup that you get with like Baltimore. They don't have great talent on the outside for receiver. They've got a first-round pick who's not really living up to the hype, and they've got a tremendous talent at tight end. You got decent running backs, a mobile quarterback, a really good tight end. Load the box and hit him every play.
Yeah.
Make Mariota beat you with his arm. I know he went 12 of 13 or whatever. Great.
For like 113 yards.
Yeah.
He's throwing little dump passes the whole time.
Exactly.
You're going to see all these quarterbacks are going to have these great completion percentages now with this new style of everybody getting the ball out of their hands in 2 seconds or less.
Well, everybody's doing that, and everybody's playing quarters and umbrella right now. Everybody's just taking away the deep shot, and it's just, okay, well, we're going to nickel and dime you the whole way.
I'm telling you, the NFL is going to do something like outlawing certain defenses. They're going to do something to get the points going again. The competition committee will be going crazy in January.
You know what you do to get the points going? You do nickel and dime them. You do hit them with the run up the gut against too high safety. And then the Saints go, oh, shit, and bring everybody up, and Jamar runs wild.
Yeah.
That's what happens. I mean, we said it. Greg, how many times did we say it on the show? Any show that you and I were both on over the last week. Hit them low. Eventually they'll come up and take your shot.
Yeah.
You can't consistently play cover two. Every single defense on the planet, there's no such thing as perfect defense. Every single defense on the planet has a hole in it. It's just about recognizing the hole and being within your own ego to say, you want to die by 1,000 paper cuts, so do it. We will kill you by 1,000 paper cuts. That's just what it is right now. If that's the way it's going to be, that's fine. But 1,000 paper cuts still got you 30 points on probably 70% of the amount of normal possessions you were going to get.
Exactly. You know, guys, I want to touch up something on Andy Dalton and all that. And I've told Dale this. Now, he told Cap this on today's but this is my take on Andy Dalton. He's like a grilled cheese sandwich. Now, grilled cheese sandwich is not something you look forward to, but it's solid. It can get you through the day. So imagine you guys go over to a friend's house, and they make a casserole. Let's call it Ryan Leaf casserole. It's awful. You're going to hate it so bad. But you think to yourself, that grilled cheese sandwich, I look forward to, but it gets you through the day. It's solid. It gets you through. Now, Joe Burrow is like a Jeff Ruby steak.
Exactly.
So what is your guys' take on that? Do you guys agree?
You need to follow that Jeff Ruby steak with like a Frisch's hot fudge cake.
There you go.
That's Joe Burrow.
I'm all for food analogies. I didn't think the show was going to go there tonight. You're not wrong. Somehow you're not wrong.
Yeah, I'm not ripping on him. I like grilled cheese. Is not bad. It gets you.
When I say this, I don't mean this negatively toward you.
It's okay.
But that's kind of a loser's mentality of looking at your quarterback of, well, it could be worse. I don't know shit. You can improve if you can improve. If you're coming home to grilled cheese every single night, you need to do something to not have grilled cheese.
You put some bacon on it, which we'll call AJ Green, and some sour cream.
It's still a grilled cheese.
You turn it into a Tom and cheese sandwich, then it's going to be awesome.
Greg, you sound a lot like Marty Gilliard right now. He used to have that story of just close your eyes and pretend it's steak. No, there's actual steak out there.
I know, man. I know.
I mean, here's the deal. Andy played that game no different than he played any game than he was with the Bengals.
No, he did not. No.
Okay. So, and Ashley, my wife, I love her to death. She was a big fan of Andy.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
Well, hold on. I think I hear her coming, so I'm going to put her on the spot here in just a second. And you're going to laugh what she's about to bring me because it's going to be something with cheese in it, I'm sure.
No, the grilled cheese sandwich.
No, it's not grilled cheese.
I'm bringing in Andy Dalton.
Please be a grilled cheese sandwich.
It's not a grilled cheese. It is not a grilled cheese.
Tom and Chi just needs to have a basic grilled cheese sandwich and call it the Dalton.
Yeah, exactly. It's like going. Oh, here she is.
What do we got?
It's mac and cheese. So, Greg was just on a wonderful rant, Ashley.
Yeah.
About how Andy Dalton is like a grilled cheese sandwich. Like sometimes you get a really crappy casserole, but you think, man, that cheese sandwich would be good right now. And then sometimes you get a steak and you're like, man, that grilled cheese sandwich sucks.
That is a good fair analogy. Like,
but no, like what
a grilled cheese sandwich is gonna get you through the hard times.
No, grilled cheese sandwich. It's not a bad thing. People can mistake that. It's not bad.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, it's not that Dalton still got you through the day and all that and stuff. It's still get you through. Yeah. It's not going to get you to the top like a steak.
Haas, stop it! You're not helping.
I like grilled cheese too.
Make a grilled cheese right now.
It gets you by. But if you're having a nasty casserole, you're thinking to yourself, man, I got to eat a grilled cheese sandwich or something right now. Like, we'll call it, I've called it, I don't know, Ashley, if you remember this quarterback. His name was Ryan Leaf. He was by far the worst quarterback of all time.
I have not shown her Ryan Leaf stuff yet.
It's called the Ryan Leaf casserole. It's going to be the worst thing you've ever had in your entire life. And you think to yourself, like a guy like, but that grilled cheese sandwich, man, that sounds so good right now. But you compare it to others, like a steak, it's like, oh, you can do better than that. That's my, like I say, I'm not ripping on Dalton. A grilled cheese sandwich. If I went to Frisch's, got a grilled cheese sandwich, I'm satisfied.
I do get Frisch's grilled cheeses. They're great.
But Ashley, it's good with ketchup. Try it with ketchup sometime.
Okay. Have you had them put bacon on it?
No, we're done. Ketchup on a grilled cheese?
What do we call the bacon?
When I'm sick. Oh my God. To get back to what I was saying, Andy didn't play much different than when he was with the Bengals.
Yeah.
And we thought Burrow was still a little bit off, and it was a night and day.
Yeah.
So when people are like, oh, come on, guys, we need to defend Andy, I'm like, are you serious? It can be so much better right
I
now.
don't like it when people are mean to Andy.
I'm not mean to Andy, but you have to understand what he was.
Yeah.
Damn grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
There were two plays. There were two plays in
that.
that game that Joe Burrow made that Andy Dalton would just dream of trying to be able to make.
I think I know.
The one where he avoided the sack and he ran backward like 20 yards.
Yes.
And then ran to his left, found a receiver and hit him.
Yes.
And his 19-yard scramble for a touchdown where Andy Dalton definitely would have gotten tripped up at the 20-yard line. There's no doubt about it. And probably knowing Andy, he'd have bounced on the ball and fumbled the ball like he did against the Chargers in playoffs.
Andy would have got sacked because he'd have put his head down.
Or guys, what did Andy do outside of the pocket? He did what we all knew he was going to do, just throw it out of bounds. There were quarterbacks that Andy was better than that knew how to throw it outside the pocket. He never threw outside the pocket. Never.
One time.
I don't know who Tom is, but I'll accept
He hit
that.
A.J. Green for a bomb against somebody when he rolled out of the pocket through a 50-yard touchdown, and I couldn't believe he did it.
Right.
Who's Tom?
One time he did it.
Do we have a new person that watches us?
Tom, hey, Tom. No, you are right. In 2015, he did have
cheeseburger.
I like
the cheeseburger. Okay.
2015. Like
I said, he was a bacon cheeseburger in 15.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, the one thing I just didn't like was I thought fans were too hard on Andy. Like during that All-Star game, Celebrity All-Star game, when they were booing Andy, I've never been so ashamed of so many people because I thought people were I thought Andy got unfairly attacked at times. Do you guys agree with that?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
I thought that was perfect.
Everybody thinks that I hated Andy Dalton.
No, I understand.
And this is my take on Andy.
Yeah.
And I think the best take on Andy was kind of a joke segment on ESPN about 10 years ago.
Right.
Where they called it the Andy Dalton line. Hold on.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton line. If your quarterback was above Andy Dalton, you were in good shape. If your quarterback was worse than Andy, you needed a new quarterback.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a fair assessment of Andy Dalton.
No. Like I say, people
it's just like Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is the same thing.
No, exactly. Kirk Cousins is exactly the same.
He's
thing.
another grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah. And but by the way, Haas, you're not the first one that's been. A lot of people think it's an insult it's an insult to a grilled cheese sandwich to be compared to Dalton. But it's not insulting anybody here. It gets you through the day. That's all I'm saying. Like a bologna sandwich, also we could.
A And this is just going to be a new segment with Greg. What food did Jonah Williams play like this week?
He played like a bowl of oats.
He was a bag of Brussels sprouts. He stunk. Like,
And we need to give it up for Jonah Williams playing after a dislocated
God.
kneecap. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Mhm.
no.
Nobody's talking about that.
Look, the
for the
offensive
reference, when I said that with the Brussels sprouts, I just pulled a name out of a hat. It had nothing to do with me actually thinking Jonah Williams sucked.
the offensive line needs to play like a bowl of oatmeal. It can just needs to be reliable. That's all. or cream of wheat. That's fine too.
So they don't want to play like Swiss cheese? Is that what you're telling me?
No, you don't want to do that.
See, because we all have our different analogies on food here. Now this is going way out of hand here. I'm lost.
I just want to have like a 20-second like segment clip
Yeah.
of Greg going, he's a grilled cheese, he's a cheeseburger, he's a casserole, and then just post that with no context.
Yeah.
And just tag Dale. Dale's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, no. Dale would find this hilarious. And Dale agreed with me on the whole grilled cheese thing, but him and Cap, he was telling Cap about it on Strawberry's show, and he's like, and no, Cap was like, look, Greg, I respect your opinion, but I'm not comparing Dalton. I can't compare Dalton to a grilled cheese sandwich. I mean, I respect everybody's opinion and all that, you know. But
Cap loves Dalton. Cap would probably like, this is not an insult to Cap, but Cap loves Dalton, but Cap knows he's not a steak. What's the closest thing to a steak that's not a steak?
Hamburger.
No, like Waffle House steak and eggs. Like, it's still steak. But
Oh, yeah.
it's not technically steak. I think that's a step above grilled cheese, right?
Just like, don't
Waffle
say
House.
Roadhouse because that's an A+ steak. Don't say Texas Roadhouse.
What is it with you people?
I like Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, no, Bengals. If you follow me, that's my victory celebration after a Bengals win is Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, is that where that picture was? It was from Texas Roadhouse?
Hell yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah,
Greg,
I could eat at Texas Roadhouse once a week.
I know you could. Greg, here's the deal.
I could just eat their rolls.
No, I actually had a Twitter argument with Santori and other guys between Texas Roadhouse rolls and what was it, Texas Roadhouse rolls and the cheese rolls for Red Lobster, and he was going to make some for Sunday. And
I never had the opportunity to make them. I made a bunch of beer cheese. I did that.
Okay, yeah.
Well, do we want to talk about Broncos Chargers before we get off here? Because I gotta go to Subway and get a meatball sandwich. That's where I'm going. I don't even know who the meatball sandwich is.
No. That's Russell Wilson.
I don't know who he is.
That's Russell Wilson.
Russell-
Overpromise, but it's pretty sloppy and it's a disaster if it falls apart.
Well,
That's Russell Wilson. He's a damn meatball sandwich.
You guys, Richard Marshawn Lynch doing an interview. To talk to Russell Wilson, you have to go through his agent. And they're like, no, I'm not calling. If I have to call your agent to talk to you, then I'm not calling it. I mean, like, that's ridiculous. Even Tom Brady doesn't do that.
To be fair, Tom Brady didn't even talk to his wife.
Yeah.
Who's the pork chop?
Pork chop.
All right, Haas, I don't know. Haas, I'll have to write a list down. I'm going to write a list of every player and think of the exact food. It's going to be tough, but I'll do it.
Okay. What is La'el Collins? I know mine.
La'el Collins, okay. He can be. Go ahead, Santori. Maybe I could follow you up.
He is a bottle of wine because he's getting better by the day.
That's true. Okay, there you go.
Ooh.
Take that to the bank. Everybody wants to bitch about La'el Collins. He ain't made a mistake in 3 weeks.
Yeah. Bengal Dad, what food do you compare La'el Collins to?
First off, Bengal Dad only eats like 4 foods.
I think La'el Collins is probably a rack of ribs that sometimes you run into a little bit too much gristle, though.
Yeah.
You're excited about it, and then you take a few bites. It's like, oh, I'm not sure about that one now because there's a little white thing in there.
I can top that off. McDonald's fries. They can, when they're hot, they're good.
Oh.
Throw them out.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is this going to be a new segment, Food Analogies with Greg? What was that last drive like? Well, it's started off great, but it finished fantastic. So we're going to call it a Bud Light because the more you drink, the better it was. It got better as we went.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Since we're way off the rails,
Yeah, really.
I'm going to bring it back to a question that you had asked about 30 minutes ago, Bengal Dad.
Yeah.
Because you always kind of hear the number thrown around of 30 points a game.
I got to get my charger.
30 points a game is not a pipe dream. In fact, since the year 2010, 30 points a game has happened 12 times or 22 times.
What are you talking about?
An offense scoring 22 points a game or 30 points a game. It's happened 22 times in 10 years.
Are you talking about averaging that?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't say that.
It happens maybe one team, maybe a team and a half every year. You could very well be that team, I guess. But putting together a new offensive line and expecting to average 30 points a game, no, it's not happening. The teams that have averaged 30 points a game, and I'll start with high to low. 2013 Broncos were 37 points a game. Did we really anticipate the Bengals offensive line to rival that 2013 Broncos team where Peyton Manning was just slinging it up and down the field?
Absolutely not.
No. They weren't going to be within a touchdown of them. The 2018 Chiefs, no. 2011 Packers, no. 2012 Patriots, no. 11 Saints. The 16 Falcons where Matt Ryan won MVP.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And guess what? That's now 33 a game. That's the first team that you've been like, okay, we're close. Baltimore in 19, the Rams in 18, the Patriots in 2010, the Patriots in 2011, the Packers in 2020. Guess what? It's all the same three freaking quarterbacks, guys. Like, you've got to take some of this with a grain of salt. It is remarkably hard to average 30 points a game. Very, very hard. The best teams in the history of the NFL barely do it.
Right.
So
here, I'll throw one by you. I don't know what the Bengals are averaging this year, but it's probably pretty close to 25. If their last three games are 30, 27, and 27. They got a little leeway there to get to probably about a 25-point average. So my question is,
by the way, there are no teams in the NFL this year averaging 30 points.
How many points do you think the Bengals should average moving forward for the final 11 games?
Bengals are
if their offensive line is actually better.
They're at 23 points a game right now, and that includes 3 showings.
So do you think they can average high 20s?
They've been doing that, so yeah, that's fair. What do you want?
Oh, here we go, James, man, we're doing it. We were doing a food segment and all that and stuff. So,
James, if you could compare Andy Dalton to any food, what would it be?
I know what Greg's answer is. It's a grilled cheese sandwich.
Greg, do you just have this conversation with everyone?
Oh, sure. And I go around and pass it along.
How many people have you told Andy Dalton is a grilled cheese?
I'll go with chicken noodle soup.
Okay, yeah, that's great with grilled cheese sandwich.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. See, James on the same page to me. See.
But sorry, I was late. Mason had a soccer game. He made the winning goal, so it was awesome.
Yeah, go Mason.
Better late than pregnant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, Mason.
He's in the other room.
But James, what do you compare Lyle Collins to? I said McDonald's fries because when they're hot, they're good, but when they're cold, they're not. You throw them out.
Dad said ribs with gristle.
And he said, what did you said wine, Santori.
Yeah, he's getting better by the day.
So what do you compare Lyle Collins to?
Oh, goodness. Cold pizza?
Well, you can heat it up and it's good.
No, that might be Andy. Damn, cold pizza.
Because it's
depends-
still good, but
hold on. From what place though? Because some places are decent cold.
You gotta be specific here, bro.
let's go Donato's.
Okay, that can be good, man.
I don't know if I've had cold Donatos. Those things are like cracker thin. I polish those off. I don't know
Expensive.
if I've ever had leftover Donatos.
Oh shoot! So what did I miss?
Basically that for 30 minutes.
Pretty
Like,
much, man.
what
Food talk,
is
okay.
there?
And speaking of food, I'm going to cut out here in about 5 minutes. I'm starving.
He's getting his meatball sub from Subway.
That's where I'm going.
Which, by the way, is Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Russell Wilson is a meatball sub.
Looks promising, but falls apart.
No, I got a good one for you guys. Here's one. Eli Apple. What do you compare Eli Apple to?
Drugs.
Apples? Okay.
Drugs. Just not a good time.
You know what? I can't.
Just shut that down right now.
Yeah.
I
Say what?
defended Eli Apple when he played well last year, but he has played like a hot. Yeah, he's a rotten apple. That's all he is. There's your answer. He just sucks this year. He can't cover. He can't tackle. He can't catch. Beyond that, he's great.
He made one tackle. I don't know what happened there. I think he was pissed off. He destroyed that guy.
Yeah. So we found out we just need to make fun of him on a national stage, and then we get one good play every game.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
But apparently Haas was getting ticked off at me, James. He's like, I like grilled cheese sandwiches. I'm like, dude, man, people get this mistaken all the time. I don't hate them, but yeah. So it was getting a little out of hand and all that and stuff. But we could do a food segment every week. I have to label all the players. It's going to be tough, but I'll figure out something.
I'm just going to give you a list of like 20 random players, and you have to
do it. Send me a list, and I'll do it.
I was gonna say, let us prepare.
Monday night segment. That's what we'll do for Monday Night Football. I'll give you 3 players from each team for Monday Night Football. You're going to tell me what.
I will put some good thinking into this.
Jimmy Fallon, didn't he do? Looks like he had football players and said, "Looks like this."
Oh yeah,
yeah. He did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like the food segment.
Yeah, we'll have Monday Night Football with Greg.
What? No, James, you and I can both agree. Joe Burrow played like Midwest barbecue, didn't he? Yeah?
Absolutely. Woo!
And thanks for not coming with us, Santori. Santori had to work.
What part of I have a job don't you guys understand?
I do too.
Yeah, he does too.
Yeah.
I got a job too.
I don't get to call off with my 3 deliveries right now. It's not happening well. If I called off work with 3 deliveries in the middle of the month and went to eat Midwest Best Barbecue, that would be all 3 deliveries wrapped up right there.
Well, if you did that, you could probably go out to eat every night. You just couldn't pay for it.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have a job.
Nope.
Yeah.
Dad coming in from the top rope.
I don't know what to do anymore.
Sell something.
I'm trying so damn hard. But here, James, Jesus, Joseph, Mary. How many points based off of the last 3 games the Bengals have averaged 25 points? What's the expectation moving forward?
I mean, they're starting to show glimpses, but I mean, maybe that 28 to 32 range.
32? The hell?
I know it's a weird number, but
Well, no, the point is, I just went on like a 5-minute tangent about how nobody averages 30 points, and you go 32.
28 to 32.
Call it 28. Jesus.
So, because they could get 28 points one game, they could get 33 the next. They could get 29.
You want the stat of the day, and this one will freaking
I do.
blow your face off. Average points at home this year. For the Bengals, they are right in the middle of the pack at 23.5. The leader is Buffalo at 39.5 at home.
Jeez.
Denver is 12, so good luck to them tonight. Number 2 in the NFL for points per game at home.
Pittsburgh.
Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Right.
I believe it.
39 points a game and they can't win.
Mm-hmm. Because they give up like 43.
Oh my God. Could you imagine averaging 39 points a game at home and not be Oh my God.
Mm-mm.
No, but for reference, the last 3 games, the Bengals are 24.7 points a game. If they would be at 24.7 a game for the year, they would be tied for 7th with Cleveland. 25 points a game is borderline a top offense. That's a lot of points. And they've scored 27, 27, and 30 in 3 of the last.
What are they averaging giving up a game?
The Bengals?
Yeah. High
19?
teens? I would think it's somewhere in the high teens.
I was thinking somewhere around 19.
NFL opponent points per game. Yeah, there's Detroit giving up 34. We are 10th from the bottom. So, like, top 10 good at 19.2.
There you go. There you go.
Top 10 defense.
Scoring.
Potential top 7 offense, as Santori was saying.
That defense, man, playing like Montgomery and Ribs, man.
What the hell? Greg, oh my God.
I like Montgomery. What are you talking about? Oh my!
Can I say something blasphemous about Montgomery Inn?
What?
Don't do it.
Their ribs are okay. Like, I make better ribs than Montgomery Inn.
Greg,
The sauce is good, but the ribs themselves are I can see the disdain in his eyes.
Yes.
Santori, man. Santori.
Did you hear his voice quiver?
Yeah.
Santori. Bro.
You act like I just shot your wife. Like,
I mean, Santori, man.
I can't come on the show anymore.
I'm about to Brian, man. Why are you... Dude.
They're okay.
Bengal Dad, I don't know. I'm sorry, man.
That would be a good segment.
That would be a good segment.
What could Santori say to make Greg walk off the camera?
Yeah. No, James, please agree with me.
Apparently, it's that the ribs are just okay at Montgomery Inn.
Bengal Dad, help me out here. Montgomery Inn's awesome. Please tell me. Don't be like him.
The sauce is great.
The sauce is unbelievable.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not a big ribs guy. I love their chicken.
No, I heard their chicken's good. Okay.
Chicken's really good.
Oh my gosh.
No, and their pork chops are good.
Yeah, and I heard the pork chops are good too, but Santori, man.
Yes, of course.
I mean,
Santori, man.
I'm sorry, man.
Their ribs are.
Just stop. Let's move on to something else.
I don't think we're going to get Greg back.
Well, no, I'll get him back. That's where I had my rehearsal dinner for my wedding, but I just didn't get the ribs. My wife was drunk as a skunk showing up to the rehearsal dinner. She was having a great weekend. But she had a big bowl of their mac and cheese, and the next morning she was like,
Hi.
Hey, Maddie, how you doing?
"Hi."
Hey,
They all
Maddie,
say hi.
So,
Montgomery, right?
so the score will be
The score will be
90 to 80.
90 to 80 tonight.
I hope.
Nice.
not.
That'd be a great game.
Good. Hey, high five.
Hey,
She wants you back.
Boom.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So the other team loses, we will win.
The other team loses, we will win.
Yes,
There you
probably.
go.
Yeah, Bengals.
Love that. Go Bengals, right?
Go Bengals.
Who dey?
Talk about Maddie.
Yay.
Who day?
Good job, sweetie.
High five.
High five.
Greg, here's the deal.
No,
Plus-
deal with you.
High five.
Here, I got something else that'll make you walk off the stage.
Don't.
Oh, this is a dad opinion. This ain't mine.
What?
What's
Quote,
that?
I can make a better steak than Jeff Ruby.
Oh, I can't. Absolutely.
I'm taking
Can we put it to the test?
I'll put my life on that.
it. Boy, I'll put it to the test. You've been bragging about your barbecue.
So cool. Dad,
Oh,
Daddy got it from somewhere.
Yeah.
I see Full Rock.
That's
all.
right.
Can't remember going.
Were you there? Maddie, were you there with your dad? Was she there with you or? Oh, no. That's right.
The game was like 50 years ago.
No, there for the signing Saturday.
Bye.
Oh, Maddie says bye.
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 They say bye, sweetie.
Hey, don't laugh about that. I may have been at that game.
Wow.
He was there for the signing Saturdays when I met.
Yeah.
No, so Dad claims he can make a better steak than Ruby.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Oh, I guarantee I
They're,
can't.
they're pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I've had them.
Well, you
He
use
doesn't cook them the way I like them, but they're pretty good. But I've never had a Jeff Ruby steak, so I can't, I'll put my pulled pork up with just about anybody's. I really do like my pulled pork.
You better not. If you bring up Midwest barbecue and derail that too, we're really gonna have to.
I have nothing bad to say about Midwest. I like Midwest.
Okay.
I haven't had their ice cream yet, but I'll put my pulled pork up against anybody.
Any ice cream I have is Grader's or UDF. I mean, nothing. No offense to them, Grader's is the best ice cream, and although I like UDF.
I'll give you that one. I'm with you on that.
Raiders is good.
Although I do like soft serve ice cream, but I got to get Grader's. Yeah.
All right, let's all do something to make Greg really mad. What is the most overrated Cincinnati food in your mind?
Get up.
Oh,
You're gonna make Bengal Dad mad.
Oh,
You struck a nerve.
I can't think of anything else. I'm not going to say the chili. I'm not going to say.
No, give me like a chain. Give me something specific.
Okay, no, I can do this. I shouldn't say get up.
Ain't no get a chains. I'll say that. That's one that kind of escaped everybody. We just kind of find that places.
I don't want to tick anybody off here, but
I love all the chains though. Like I love La Rosa's, I love Skyline, I love Gold Star.
you've already ticked me off enough. You might as well keep going. What are you going to say?
Most overrated Cincinnati chain in my mind is La Rosa's.
Oh,
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
okay, I'm out.
And Corey, no! Bengal Dad, you and I are on the same side here. I know you're on the same side.
He left.
Something, man.
He gone. He shut the laptop and everything. He's off the Subway to get a meatball sub.
Well, I don't blame him right now. I should.
Now he might go to La Rosa's.
Here's the deal. That doesn't mean I don't like La Rosa's. We eat it all the time. I just think everybody acts like it's the greatest pizza on the planet, and I'm
Well,
like,
no, I will say this: like,
good.
my sister-in-law who's from Atlanta, she loves Mio's, but like all the out-of-town people, I do notice say the sauce is too sweet, and I know it is, but I like it that way. No, James, you don't hate La Rosa's, do you?
No, okay. I love it.
I don't hate it. I just think it's overrated.
Don't say that word, man. Although
now,
it's like reliable pizza. But if I had a chance at either La Rosa's or Dewey's Pizza, I would take Dewey's. But I don't put Dewey's on the level where La Rosa's is. Dude, don't.
I don't understand that thought process.
Dewey's Pizza is like a higher pizza, isn't it? Wouldn't you say than La Rosa's?
I've had Dewey's once and I wasn't impressed.
Oh my God. I need to stop talking because this is just getting. Oh my God. Santori.
I'm.
All right, what is the best pizza? What is, in your opinion, the best pizza in Cincinnati?
Cincinnati?
Just yes.
Like none of them.
Like,
it's all just normal. I won't count chain places. Like I don't like.
Do you like pizza at all?
Yeah, there's a place out in Mason right now called Brooklyn's. They did great New York style pizza. I think
there is.
Really good.
I thought about trying. I thought you were going to say two cities, but no, I heard Brooklyn is pretty good.
I think Goodfellas is kind of gimmicky just because it's massive. I like their breadsticks a lot. I haven't had two cities yet. I mean, if anybody wants to say Papa John's or Domino's or any of those places, I'm like not even going to entertain the conversation. That's like saying the best burger is McDonald's, and it's not.
Yeah.
That's the thing. There's just not many great mom and pop places. It's kind of a lost art. I love New York style pizza.
No, that's
I love Chicago pizza, but it's just not,
like a Giordano's or something.
But I'm not going to say Giordano's because it's a chain.
You like Sbarro pizza? That's New York style pizza.
Yeah, that's like the McDonald's in New York, though. Like we're getting back to chains again.
Well, it's like The Office. I'm going to get me a New York style.
Right, and he goes to Sbarro. Like,
Yeah.
no. Call me a pizza snob. Like I'll eat any of them. Don't get me wrong. Like,
Oh,
I'm
dude, when I used to have to go to the
not
mall.
fat because I'm picky.
No, Santor, when I used to have to go to the Kenwood Town Center Mall with my mom, the reason I'd be happy is so I could get
I go to Sbarro's all the time. Like
at the mall, yes. Strong
Yeah.
were good too, yeah.
Oh, for sure. I don't like the pan crust at La Rosa's. It doesn't carry out well when you when you put La Rosa's in a box and take it somewhere and you take a bite, the entire thing of cheese just slides off by itself.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it does happen. That's why if I get it at home, then I'll use a knife and fork.
Yeah.
I'll cut it up. Do it that way.
And that's a sin. So no, I'm not about to do that either.
well, the middle,
I mean, it tastes the same.
the middle pieces are the best on the road pizza. Those are the cheesiest ones.
Oh yeah, I love the cheese.
So I think La Rosa's is overrated. I'm trying to think of my favorite chili parlor, but I don't know. A lot of people make fun of me. I prefer Gold Star.
Well, actually, I just had that tonight. I had that tonight because of the buy one get one.
Isn't that a chain?
It is, but they're
Oh.
in Cincinnati. They're all chili chains, except for like Pleasant Ridge. Like they're all chili chains out here.
You know,
Well, there's only two, right?
That's
so
a chain. They're
Washington.
linked.
Washington's not.
Yeah, that's
Right.
not.
And I don't like their chili. It's bland as hell. It's like eating hamburger meat and soup.
What's the one out in Covington? Isn't that Dick Chili?
Dixie chili's all right. I know that's Whitney's favorite.
Whitney.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Whitney from Tiger.
Bengals Whitney.
Yeah, like she we got in a long fight one time over the chili places and she was like, I'm not gonna take you seriously till you go to Dixie Chili. And I was like, fine, fuck it. And I got in my car, drove an hour to Covington because I'm up near like Waynesville. Drove
Mhm.
all the way down there. I think it's one of the places that's open pretty damn late. Ate it, and I was like, okay, it's okay. Like I like it. It's not my favorite. And I took a picture of the clean plate at like 3 a.m. and sent it to her. And she's like, oh my God, like you straight went there. I was like, well,
They're after 3 of them. They're open. Okay, I didn't know if they're open that late.
Was that after an after dark?
possibly.
I think it was.
Just
Okay.
went down there. No, I will say I love the skyline on Ludlow down on Clifton because it's the old school one with the diner, and they are open until like 4 a.m.
No. So Santori, I tell you what, I don't know if they serve pizza there. I was telling James about this. You know the movie Rain Man, right? Where he drops the toothpicks and all that and stuff.
Mhm.
You ever go to? Well, it was filmed there. You ever heard of Pompilios?
Yeah, been there a few times.
Okay, you've been there a few times. What'd you think of it? Come on, man.
It's good. I have. There are some places I associate with people I don't like.
Okay.
Well, just
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
The only I've been there like 3 times, and each time I was drugged there by someone that I just don't like spending time with. And the food was good, but I just couldn't enjoy myself.
Gotcha.
So every time I hear Pompilos, I'm like, I don't want to. Sorry.
Yeah, I get it.
If you like Italian food, go to Pompilos. It's fine. Like,
yeah,
it's
no, I get that.
it's one of those things. It's an association thing. It's like I will probably never try Primanti Brothers. I've heard it's fantastic, but I will never touch it.
It's like drinking, getting hammered on like vodka,
Yeah.
and then you can't drink vodka anymore because you threw up.
Right.
Greg, you'll understand this. Primanti Brothers is a very, very, very well-respected, beloved deli shop. I love cold cuts. I love Italian subs.
Mhm.
You know I'm Italian. I love capicola. I love the red wine vinegar and the oil and the shredded lettuce and that's like some of my favorite foods.
Right.
But it's deep rooted in Pittsburgh. And it's the only thing the Steeler fans eat, and I just won't fucking do it.
Okay, I understand.
I just associate it with the Steelers, and it makes my blood boil.
No, I understand.
Hey, we've got a game winner in the house here.
Oh,
What's
Mason!
up, guys?
What's up, Mason?
What foot did you use?
What foot did you use?
Breakdown.
Use my right foot.
Right foot.
Gotta get lefty.
It was the
Disappointed.
game ended 4-3. I got the winning shot from about 30 yards back.
Did you make
It
your
was a
dad
toe ball.
take it? Do they have UDF down
I
there?
gave it some curve.
No, we don't have UDF here. Nope. The closest is like Northern Kentucky. That's
Can
the
you get
closest.
Grippo's potato chips?
Yes, we can get Grippos. Yes.
Okay. So
I
Mason,
gave it some curve, and
Gave
it
it
was
some curve?
top left corner.
Yep.
Perfect shot from about 30 yards back.
my dad used to do this with me, and then my
Hold on. He can't hear you. Here, put that on.
So my dad used to do this with me, and then his dad did it with him. So it's kind of like a family tradition. When I have a kid, whether boy or girl, whatever, after their sporting event, good, bad, great, indifferent, whatever, you got a chocolate milkshake, which we got from UDF, and Grippos, and that was what you had.
That's good. That's
So-
all.
That's
If
an
your
awesome
dad-
snack.
If
That's
your dad
all.
did not get you a chocolate milkshake and Grippos, especially after a game-winning goal, you need to punch him straight in the face
Absolutely.
and
Okay.
demand a chocolate milkshake right now.
Hey, Mason,
Give me a chocolate milkshake now!
hey, Mason, I got a question. Did you finally spend the $5 that I owed you? That I gave you?
Nah.
He put that
I'm
in the
saving.
S&P 500, and he's going to be your
Wait,
boss.
I
in
didn't-
years, Greg.
You can show it off at my face every time you see me.
I saved the last time I saved my money, my iPad broke, and I had just enough money to buy a brand new one, the newest model.
Money to buy a brand new iPad?
Yeah, it was like $300.
He had
Yeah, I had it.
that money.
It was like $300. Now I have like $100.
Everybody want to see how poor I am?
Dang, dude.
No, don't worry. We can already tell by the room.
Oh, oh, Mason,
No.
that was, you're gonna get kicked off here.
Wait, what did you say? But I couldn't hear it.
You said,
Oh,
let me show you how much money I got. I said, well, how poor I am. I said, no, you don't have to
Said
show that. We
negative
can already tell by the room.
Oh, man.
Overdrafted $162. Well, what? Oh, my car payment came out. So, oops.
Hey, speaking of Rippo's chips, look what I got Fulcher to sign this.
Oh,
You had,
That looks very similar to this signature.
wait.
All right, 10 years ago. And, you know what the funny story is? A guy telling he was signing at a place, and a guy kept saying it was David Klinger. I'm like, I'm not paying $10 to David Klinger's autograph.
David Klinger owes me $10.
Yeah, he has to pay me to get his autograph, and he's like, "Here's the sign right here," and it says, "Oh, it's David Fulcher." I'm like, "Are you serious?"
What are you doing?
David Klinger and Fulcher.
Hey. Even better?
Oh,
Good old Grippos.
Grippo's pork rinds.
Yep.
All right, that's
Even
another
better.
one.
Hey,
I
Mason,
hate pork rinds.
Mason,
Yeah.
out here, buddy, for your dad.
Nice.
Yeah, the Uno chips.
You gonna eat? Are you gonna eat all these?
I'll try.
We are saving one of each bag.
Okay.
Uno,
we are gonna
dos,
put 'em up.
tres, cuatro.
Here, buddy, why don't you give me that now? Okay, say bye
Bye. See you guys.
and apologize to Santori.
Sorry, Santori. JK. Okay.
So I hate.
Sorry,
Pork,
Santori.
I don't like pork rinds at all.
Just not a fan of pork rinds?
Kieran just tweeted game time snacks. He's eating Uno chips right now. Uh-huh.
No, I don't like pork rinds at all.
No, I don't either. You know what, Santori? I really don't either, man.
I don't like pork rinds. I don't like kettle chips, and that like pisses off a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm not a kettle chip fan. Yeah.
If I eat kettle chips, like I just feel like I'm cutting the crap out of my mouth. Like it feels like chewing on glass to me. I don't enjoy that.
Wait, Santoria. All right, here's a simple question: Ruffles or Lay's?
Lay's, and they're also owned by the same company. So
Okay. Well, that
they're
was
both they're both a Lay's potato chip.
okay.
And you and your truth bombs, goodness.
You know, the funny thing is about those Uno chips.
They're both owned by Pepsi. Like
No, my boss looked at the label. You know where the company they're making it is from?
where?
Pittsburgh.
Hey,
Same deal
man.
with Jack Johnson's cereal when he came out with. It's all in Pittsburgh. It's like that time Brian Bosworth in a documentary when he came out with those when he was talking trash to Elway, and when everybody bought those Elway T-shirts trashing Bosworth. Little did they know those were made by Bosworth's company, yeah, and all that. So that's literally the same thing.
Every print, they're like, sorry, boss.
Yeah.
All right, Cincy James, what's your most overrated Cincinnati food?
I would say, now you're not saying chain, right? I can pick just a food.
Yeah, you can just pick a food.
I would go get a.
Them's fighting words.
Yeah, what did you say? You must Santori. You said La Rosa, but we got to say chain food here. What is the Santori?
What, my least favorite Cincinnati food?
Yeah, I can't really pick it. I can't, but I would say get up if I had.
And
to.
hey, while you're thinking, see, where I don't live in Cincinnati and I don't get all these foods all the time.
Yeah.
I miss it. So when I go up there, I get it, and it's just so good because I haven't had it in forever. So it's a little different for me.
So if I have to pick a food, but not necessarily a chain,
But yeah.
there's only like 4 foods though. It's like
It's hard, man. I know.
here's the thing, and like people that know me know this. I don't like beer at all,
That's fine.
like at all. So
That's
to me, it would be the billion breweries that I don't give a flying you know what about. But I understand why people like beer. That's a big thing. Yeah,
You mean like Rheingeist?
I actually like going to Rheingeist. I think it's fun.
Rheingeist is awesome. Ooh,
That's pretty cool.
I think the pizza here is overrated for as much as there's an Italian influence. I think the pizza here is kind of crappy.
No, look, Santor, I agree. If you went to New York, you'd be like, "What the heck?" and all that compared to Cincinnati. Yeah.
Greg, I had pizza in the motherland, and I haven't been the same since.
Wait, New York?
no, Italy.
Italy.
Oh, you've been to actual Italy. Oh, wow.
There was one day I had ravioli,
Oh,
I
man.
had lasagna, I had spaghetti, and I had pizza all in the same day in Italy.
Wow.
My favorite part about Italy, though, and this was in Vatican City, so this was a little bit kind of touristy. When you go off down the side alley, they have pizza shops that look like ice cream shops.
No kidding.
Where they literally have stands, like where we would have like slices of cake or whatever.
Yeah.
With just different slices of individual pizzas on there. When
Nice.
you go in, they had them out of a cart like a hot dog. You could just go get a slice of pizza for like €2 or €1 or whatever it was, $1. And they're just like, yep, here you go. I had pizza out of a cart, and it was the best pizza I ever had in my life. And it was probably like the shittiest pizza in Italy. But I was like, this is so much better than what we have. And this came out of a steel box at 100-degree day on the side of the road.
Yeah.
So I think America's pizza in general kind of sucks. After that, I have a really, really hard time with it. You call me spoiled, call me pretentious, whatever. I also just ate an entire box of Velveeta shells and was pretty happy about it. So I think I love pizza. Like, don't get me wrong, but I think a lot of pizza places that people follow them like cults. Like, people get so excited for Jet's Pizza, and I'm like, this is just a bunch of bread. Like, it's that Detroit style pizza.
Oh my
It's
God.
like this much bread with like shredded cheese on top. It's as thick as a Klondike bar, and there's like no sauce.
Don't you dare. I hate Klondike bars. Don't you dare compare that.
What?
I hate Klondike bars, Santori. Don't it's
It's just a thick square of bread. If I wanted a garlic bread, I would just get it. Like, that's all it is. Detroit style pizza is the worst.
Tori. I mean, oh boy.
Hey, what about the game tonight? What's going to happen?
We're having food fight over here.
No, I'm saying what's going to happen.
I found this on the web.
We'll switch it up.
It's Russell Wilson. I just don't think it's got to be the Chargers. I know they have been playing well too.
It's a meatball sub against a steak. Who do you think's going to win?
Wait, who's which?
Russell Wilson's the meatball sub. We've determined this.
We did from Subway, right?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Justin Herbert's a steak?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Top 5 in the league, man.
Yeah.
My buddy just texted me. I guess I'm screaming. He said Jets is overrated.
Who's
My roommate just texted me from the other room. I don't even know if he's watching. You probably just hear me yelling. Jets is overrated. La Rosa's I've had when it's pan crusted. It's not as bad. Traditional's awful. Maggiano's Chicago style I thought was pretty good. I haven't had Maggiano's. I'll say that.
I've had Maggiano's a couple times. I haven't had their pizza, but
Well, that's what I mean. I've had Maggiano's, but I've never had their pizza.
I've had their spaghetti. It's pretty good.
Greg, since James looked like he was drooling for a second, he was just like,
This is actually off topic, but Santori, you know how sometimes you get a random Twitter follower and you're like, oh, this is a fake account and all that and stuff.
yeah, mine always say like hot cam girls in your area.
Yeah,
like,
well, that happened to me too, except one time I blocked somebody and I realized, oh my God, that's James's mom that I blocked. And so last night,
James, is your mom a cam girl? What's going on?
No.
No. I'm like, oh, this is probably another fake account because I kept saying block, and I'm like, oh my God.
Because mom just joined and she doesn't have like a ton of followers. She's got like 7 followers, maybe.
Right. So I was messaging her on Messenger because James's mom is really big on Facebook and all that. So I messaged her. She says, I say, your mom's last name is Johnson. I said, Mrs. Johnson,
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I did this, just so you know. She's like, well, first of all, it's Shelly and all that. And second of all, James told me you would say some excuse like this. And and I'm like, I'm sorry. She's like, she said in big words, well, I guess you're okay just this once. But I told James we were at Midwest Barbecue. I was looking at something. He's like, you unblocked her, didn't you? I'm like, yeah. All that and stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah, mom was texting me and I was like, "Oh wow, you're really letting Greg have it, aren't you?"
Oh, she was like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God, I blocked James's mom.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna end it here. We can stay and talk, but for the algorithms, once you hit an hour 15, they get a little mad. So we'll end the broadcast. We can hang out here for a minute after to keep going. But also our sponsor, Brimminghorn Meadery. Thank you for bringing us this podcast tonight.
Hey, let's get the roses on here. Yeah. Okay.
I will say that's not overrated.
No, I don't even drink in Brimminghorn's good. I like that stuff.
I got to try it sometime. I will try Birmingham.
Yeah, Brimminghorn mead, like that
Oh,
stuff.
it's so good.
I got to try it.
That's like drinking honey, man. That's good.
I got to try it. Okay.
But real quick before I go, we're kind of getting back on our charity kick here, and we kind of took a page out of the old Bengal and Brews playbook here. From here on out, unless there's something that happens traumatic that a community might need assistance with, any charity y'all want to donate to, perfect. You know, that's our call to action. We just want to help people get helped. With that being said, just send us the DM of the receipt, whether that's $1, $10, $100, whatever. A single dollar gets you into those monthly raffles for our hoodies and cups, which are in production. Money's tight, as you saw with that negative 162 balance, but they are being made. And the Jamar Chase jersey money, or I say Jamar Chase because in my mind I got a Jamar Chase jersey. The jersey that we are going to be raffling away at the end of November next month. So start getting those donations in. That is a minimum $10 donation, and your name is entered in to that raffle. So $10 for the jersey, $1 for anything else. Just send me a DM of a screenshot of a receipt. I'll trust in good faith that you've done something good for your community. And we're just hoping to raise money that way and have some fun with it. With that being said, it's Victory Monday.
Victory
Go crack a beer. Go watch some Monday Night Football. I'm going to eat a gallon of ice cream and cry in the corner. Hoo-day!
Hooday!
Hooray!